One. I almost forgot where is the recording button. So thank you so much, Ryo, for being here. I really appreciate you.
Oh, thank you very much for inviting me or having me.
You are one of my favorite people that host the Zoom. I enjoy it.
There are not that many hosts.
No, I would put more effort to come to your, if it's Wednesday, I will be like, it's Ryo, so let's cancel the plans. But if it's other day, I'm like, okay, it's just a Zoom meeting. But when it's Wednesday, it's Ryo. It's not just a Zoom meeting.
Because you never know what's going to happen, right?
So I wanted to tell you this. So your age, by how many times the sun goes around Earth, is how old did you say you are?
Are you asking me how old I am?
Yes.
Okay, it's 58.
So that's 58, how many times the sun goes around Earth. But biologically, you look 30.
I look filthy.
30.
I know. We're gonna mock each other's accent all the way, and people love it. People, let's make everyone who is listening to this racist. How's that?
So what do you do to keep young? Like, do you take vitamins? You don't stress? Do you sleep too much?
Yeah. Okay. So, well, I don't smoke. And I don't know. I'm irresponsible. Like I don't stress because I don't know. I mean, like I choose what I want to do, and I got out of the corporate culture in Japan after working for 8 years, and since I was 30 years old, which means from 30 to 58, I one thing I decided is that I'll never wear a suit or tie again. You know, it's just not a. I decided not that's I'm done with it, and if I keep doing it, if I have kept doing as a suit or as a business person, I probably dead by now.
So what you say is that you don't stress, you don't think so much.
I don't stress. I don't think too much. That's right.
But how do you control it, or is it just you since you were young? Did it change when you were young, and when you grow, did you realize it? Did you hear someone that told you that advice, or that's you since you are a kid?
Okay, are you talking about like how to live life without anxiety, basically like stress?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was full of anxiety in my 20s. Okay, so this is not funny. Is it okay? It's not funny?
I don't care.
Okay.
It seems funny.
Because in America, if you do podcast, you always have to outdo each other. Who's funny now? Who's funny now? And it's like I'm not from that culture, but sometimes it just wears me down. Like, do we have to be funny all the time? So 20. So I was full of anxiety in my 20s. Like I think I hated the corporate life to begin with. But in Japan, you are not allowed to even admit that. You have to go with the flow. You have to be in harmony with the society, and you basically the culture tells you that you put society or the corporation or the group or family first. Your ego, your selfishness is always comes last, so to speak, and that's the culture. And so when I was a corporate soldier for 8 years, I told myself, I'm lucky to have this job. Never complain. Never even admit that you don't like it. That's the thing. You'd never admit that. So you basically keep forcing yourself, and I think that's part of the reason why I was so like stressed and anxiety is because like you have to kind of lie to yourself all the time that you like this job, you appreciate this job, you love the people, and I think, and I hit the bottom. I think 3-4 years into it, and I think I had a nervous breakdown. But in Japan, there's no such a thing.
Yeah.
That's not admitted, you know. So, you know, so instead, your body start to give you a warning. You know, like you have, you know, like a body issue everywhere. You know, I had a back issue. I had a intestine issue, and it's all coming like mostly from stress. You know, and I realized that that's not gonna solve my life. Like that's if you keep that stress in you, it's not gonna. No matter what you do, even like a running, jogging, you know, some kind of outlet you do, like a drinking. 'Cause in Japan, we drink a lot, meaning that not in American way. America blackout. America goes to the bar and you drink, right? In Japan, we go out with the corporate, the colleagues. We go out with the colleagues even after the 12-hour job. You still hang with your buddy from the company, and then you drink and eat until like a midnight or 1 a.m., 2 a.m., and then it repeats. Like the next morning, you have to come to the company at 8 a.m., and then basically it's a 24/7.
How about the weekends?
Weekends, still hang out with a lot of colleagues. You know, like golf is one of the, you know, major thing in Japan, and usually it's you play golf with your company buddies.
Wow. You know that in Yemen, there is not even one golf field.
Oh, good for you.
But there is too many holes from the bombs, so you can play anywhere, basically.
Oh my God. I mean, yeah, I just read the Wikipedia. Maybe you say Wikipedia don't trust, but the Wikipedia Yemen, and I had no idea it's such a dire situation.
Yeah, it's fucked up. And you know, the problem is when you search in Google, what's the causes of death in Yemen? They say like heart disease, blah, 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 and then war, number 5. And it's number 1 war. So it's very untrustworthy. You know that Google is, they say that it's, for us, it's search engine. But for Google as company, it's more of also manipulating people, and through the result you get from the search and changing the way people think.
Like the way white people think, you said. Yeah. Well, you know, it's yeah. I have been living in America for 25 years, and I was too slow to catch up with the you know, how this America right now is made and how it influences. You know, the power that be is pretty much white. So, you know, it's a very white society. You know, the rules and laws are basically, you know, and that's the way it is right now.
Yeah,
No?
I see many people are fascinated by the Japanese women. They say that the Japanese women are the best, or I don't know, or also I heard that in Japan, if you work, if your salary is under like 800 or something like this, the wife control everything. You have to, like, there are too many conspiracies about Japanese, you know, women's and marriages. Can you tell me what's real?
Conspiracy, I don't know. You maybe I don't know, in your culture whatever the women do is a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy. I don't know, essentially the men and women, the humans are kind of same, but culture influence tremendously. I okay, so in America, I think those guys who choose Asian women, and Asian women are not all the same, but Japanese women, I have a lot of friends, mostly white guys, whose wives are Japanese, which I don't have any problem with. And because if I had a problem, I should have stayed in Japan and marry a Japanese woman, you know. But I think culturally, I don't know about young women now, but at least my, you know, generation, 40s, 50s, and up, the mothers, Japanese mothers, taught them to be how to be a good, basically, wives. You know, how to function as a very, you know, good, nice wife. And that's I think that's a contrast between the America is at least on the surface, telling you women, you can be whoever you want to be, be ambitious, be this, be that. And I think there are too much pressure on American women in general, that they're stressed. I think they have to live up to, like, so many. Right, so you have to be highly educated, you have to be highly sexual, and you have to be also good mother, and that's impossible, you know. So when I think, like, for some guys, it's almost like a stress comes with it. So when you find, like Asian, Japanese woman who happen to be, let's say, don't have that much of stress or ambition to be all that can be, then they might find very attractive, meaning that there's not much of pressure that's coming from the person, and there is no. I think it's very hard to find in Japanese women. As much as I know, is that it's very hard to find a Japanese woman who don't cook, for instance.
Wow.
It's very hard to find.
So all of them, they cook.
Yeah, so at least if they lived and lived in Japan, or even America, if you're raised by Japanese parents, they usually cooking. By the way, I cook too. I want you to know I left the culture. I could have chosen to be me having a job and be the breadwinner and have a very nice Japanese wife who is willing to stay at home, who is willing to primarily raise the kids. But I didn't want it at all. I wanted to be more American style, where both men and women work, and that we co-raise, the kids. So that's part of the big reason. In Japan, it's very difficult for men to choose that path, because once you work for a corporation, they expect you to be you are going to be you work with us all the time. There is no such a thing. Balance, screw the balance with your family life. This is just so it's impossible. Yeah.
I think also, like, big part of it is what makes you happy. Maybe it makes you happy your wife to work at home. Maybe it makes you happy that you work and your wife works. Maybe it makes you happy that you and your wife do OnlyFans. So
yeah, I don't mind if I find a woman who just want to work hard and then get the money, and then, okay, you know what, I'm gonna raise kids, like, because I can cook, I can do everything at home. I don't hate it. I don't mind doing everything, cleaning, cooking, the kids. But talk about did you say about OnlyFans? The both of us OnlyFans?
The reason I said OnlyFans is I was today invited to birthday. It's a Chinese woman that invited me, but there were no Asian. I expected to go there and everyone is Asian. There were zero Asian, and she invited couple that works in OnlyFans. And for me, like, to come from Yemen, where it's like you are not even allowed to have girlfriend. Imagine you work with your wife in OnlyFans. But the good thing is I like how I'm accepting that if you work with your wife in OnlyFans, or if you are a car dealer, it doesn't change the way I see you or I treat you, because that doesn't do anything to me. But unfortunately, in some culture, I think even in Japan, it would be hard to be in OnlyFans and suicide with people like normal and be like, I work.
Yeah. Are you saying this is the Chinese woman who invited you to the birthday party? It's virtual birthday, or you physical, like you got together?
No. Thanks God, physical. She lives near me, next to my house.
Yeah, but then so you get together, and then she invites all the people, and but because it's in Yemen, whoever you are, even if you are Asian, like as a culture, as a law, are you allowed to openly, like, I have a OnlyFans account and make money?
So I want to tell you that Yemen is almost not a place for humans to live. I'm not in Yemen, Rio. If I'm in Yemen, I wouldn't even look like this.
Yeah.
In Yemen, the water kills you because all, the water is bad. The electricity works maybe 1 hour a day or 30 minutes. And only rich people have Wi-Fi and generators.
Okay. So that's why you're in Cyprus.
So
I know.
I am in Cyprus is a very interesting place because Cyprus it's in the European Union, and Cyprus is the cheapest country in Europe that charge tax. It's like, you know, in the US, I don't know which state charge less tax, and many people move there, change their residency. So most of the people that works online or does OnlyFans from Europe and everywhere, usually they come to Cyprus because it's so beautiful, one of the most beautiful places in Europe, and the tax is cheap, and it's a nice place. Yeah.
Wow. Are you what is your status? Refugee or you are?
So I came to Cyprus as a student, and I found my Canadian girlfriend. So we got married. Halal. It's halal.
Oh my God! You're just same as me. I'm coming to America and then married a American woman.
We did it like the God way. It's like we have
God guided, yes.
After marriage, and now you know I'm here in Cyprus as visitor because I tell them I have my case in Canada, so that's my state in Cyprus.
Okay, so does it mean that you have a chance to move to Canada?
It's not about having chance. I already applied because my girl or my wife, as a Canadian, she has the right to sponsor me.
Right.
But it's taking long because they have backlog from COVID, the Canadian immigration, and they are giving priority for people under war, like Ukraine or all this place. But that's like my situation. I consider myself the luckiest Yemeni.
Wow. And also Canada is very popular now, you know.
Toronto.
Toronto, yeah. It's not that far. So you're gonna invade New York City too.
To be honest, I wanna go to Texas.
Why?
First of all, I love like hunting, and I love like the taxation traditional. It's like raw. You know, they eat steak, they drink beer, they have dagan culture. I feel like I am in Yemen. That's the only thing I love. And also, I like, it's a dream for me to meet the Joe Rogan and be around him. That's gonna be like, I achieved my dream.
Okay. He's in Texas?
He is now in Texas, and Elon Musk moved to Texas too.
Really?
Yeah.
Because of no tax?
It's weird, but I think the Texas government is the best government in the whole states. And especially, for example, with COVID, see how New York, with their rules, they almost kill comedy. But in Texas, it was more easy. So it's kind of for the future. Now we don't trust the New York government. And I also think, for example, New York and Las Vegas, it's full of like, it's crowded, and it's like everyone wants to be the best, and everyone wants to be famous. But Texas, it's still like raw. And also, you know that Texas is the only state that has the right to leave the other states anytime they want.
What do you mean? The right to leave from other state or leave Texas?
No, leave the US.
Leave the US.
Yeah, anytime they want.
Huh. Leave the US. Even though, okay. I cannot talk about Texas because I have never been there, you know. But I think I love New York City because exactly what you said. It's crowded. Summer is stinky. Because I was born in Tokyo and I always lived in a crowded vertical city, and I don't need any beautiful scenery. I don't need the absolute silence. I don't mind neon sign. I don't mind siren. Like this is the style. And when it comes to comedy, you never know, because I'm trying to go to Texas to hit Austin first. Um, I don't know. I don't know about the comedy itself, because then if Texas is the place, then the Texan comedians should be killing here.
I mean, also it's Texas, Hawaii. There is no comedy there so much as New York. So I feel like it's smart to go to these places.
Yeah. Oh, so you can stand out pretty fast. That's what it's not much of competition.
I don't know. It's like new. You are taking the art there as well.
Yeah. Because Muaadh, if you come to New York City, you may not be able to stand out just because you are who you are. Because we have so many, the comics from Middle East.
There are too
Yeah.
many people but there is nobody from Yemen.
That's probably, I never heard of Yemen. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So
Yeah, because they cannot come out, right? Because they cannot leave.
yeah,
Right?
it's
Yeah.
pretty hard to leave Yemen. To leave Yemen, you have to have money to pay for university, which is people like 99% of the population are poor. And even if you have money to leave Yemen as a student, there are certain countries that accept us, like Cyprus. And when you come to these countries, it's not even as a quality as Canada or the US, because Canada and the US don't even accept us as a student. There are also other certain countries to go, because we are from the blacklist, from third world country, high risk country.
Right. Okay, but that could be your game here. So did you check, like, okay, I'm gonna check all the United States and the Canada. Is there any Yemenis comic? And there's none. All right, I got this.
Is there too many people from Japan competition?
Women. There are women. So women. Oh, so this is the interesting thing. So Japanese women who were born and raised in Japan, who decide to leave, they have a reason to leave. That they are usually more expressive. They want to live the life they want to live. So when they come here, many of them, artists, like some choose to be comedian, and they are much more vocal, expressive, I think, than men.
And is it easy to leave Japan if you, for example, want to immigrate to the US or Canada as a Japanese citizen?
Japanese citizen to leave Japan?
Yeah.
Or to just leave is easy, because I think Japanese passport, I think, is the widest net. Like, many countries, like 100 something countries, accept Japanese without any visa, because so interestingly, when I was young, I didn't like the pacifist law. We have a pacifist law since we lost the war, right? Don't make the Japanese crazy again, right? And so we have such a culture where, we learn too much, or we learn enough. Is that, let's not do it again, right? Let's not do it again. Let's not do the war. So we have very pacifist culture and the law, and some people don't like it. But after, like, I'm now old enough that, oh, okay, it kind of makes sense, because there's just not that much of hate toward Japanese anymore in the world, because we didn't start any war.
Wow, your passport is like the opposite of the Yemeni, because the Yemeni passport gets you nowhere.
Yeah, probably that's why I say it. It's interesting enough that now that I'm outside from Japan for 28 years, I see the good part of my country too. It's a good country too. Sometimes you need to be out and see it from far.
Yeah,
know?
because also as Yemeni, banks even don't want to open for you account. Banks try to avoid you everywhere, avoid you. Companies.
Oh, you mean if you're Yemenis, you go to you're lucky to be outside foreign country, but if your passport is Yemen, people don't want to open a bank account. That's what you're saying.
That's the tricky game. Why I want to be in Canada and the US, because they treat humans better, but it's hard to get there. They almost don't even accept us. But countries like Cyprus, they accept us to come as a student if you have money, which is rare for families to have money to spend on. There is not even bank to show that you can support your kid.
Okay.
In Yemen.
But this is exactly where Bitcoin comes into play. It's almost like, like you go to, so you're saying that you go to Canada, you are saying that probably it's not easy to open your own bank account, right?
In Canada, there is more human rights, so it's easier.
Okay.
But for example, in Cyprus, the bank, they tell me, you are from high-risk country, you're gonna give us headache, because when they open a bank account for Yemeni, it's headache for the bank, like the central bank ask more documents, all this. So they are like, we don't wanna pay our employees to do this. There is so much discrimination. So these countries that you can get to, this kind of countries where there is so I get to this kind of countries where there is no human rights, and then I meet my girl here, and now I'm going to Canada. So that's basically.
Yeah, but
like
everything. Everything that you do outside Yemen, and then the more you find the problem or headache because of your heritage, will turn a great joke.
That's exactly what I joke about. And also, as I told you, I feel lucky, and there is no Yemeni comedians, because number one, there is no banks, people are poor. It's so hard for Yemeni to go out as a student. Second, this is number one advantage for me. Second advantage is that I'm getting to Canada, because Yemenis, when they go out, they might get to country like Cyprus or some like this. But then I also meet my girl that she's Canadian, so it's double luck. And that's where I try to play my materials. How about you?
How about me? About material?
Yeah.
Oh, God. So unlike you, I never even considered, I didn't know anything about comedy world up until like 6 years ago. The only, I didn't come here to be a comedian. I never even considered or even like remotely thought, but I came here New York City 1997 to attend NYU Graduate Film School. So I went to film school like, hey, I'm going to be a famous director, even though like I my vision as a visionary is very shallow, and I didn't have any like a real like a gutsy passion to make this movie, like But what I learned is that the directors that I like, many of them background is comic. They were comic before they become director, and there must be something essential to be good. Even like if you want to make a comedy movie, and also again, I'm getting old. Film production is very tough on your body because you have to carry a lot of equipment. If you're independent. So I thought after 50, past 50, my marriage was falling apart. I thought about like what I really want to do the second half of my life, and first of all, I didn't want to carry anything. This is the only thing I can carry. This is heavy enough for me. This is the heavy enough for me, and also I didn't want to do a desk work, right? So I started to think about what it is like. What is it like to go up there and then make people laugh, and I like to make people laugh, not as a profession, as a class clown, so to speak. But I never thought like it's not it's a normal way of thinking to make living.
Yeah, for me, I didn't know that there is even something called comedy or it's a job until 8 months ago. 9 months ago. I was listening to Joe Rogan podcast, and he started talking about comedy and all this. Like before that, I used to be funny. I used always even to write funny things and tell my friends. But here in Cyprus or Yemen, there is no comedy at all. There is no open mics. There is no stand-up comedians. So I start practicing on Zoom and coming also to Hill Mary open mic. Thank you so much. And I started to make open mics at my house. And from last month, I started to do open mic, not open mics. It works with the materials that I worked on. I'm doing stand-up comedy sets on bars.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, in Cyprus, Cyprus have bars, and so you.
So I tell them there's no stand-up comedy. Even when I tell them I'm stand-up comedian, they are like, "What is? I know comedy, but I don't know stand-up." Is it like? But I was able to convince them to let me do it. Even the owner of the bar didn't know, but there are too many tourists. So there's tourists come from the UK, everywhere. So I just go to the bar, get microphone, and tell them about Yemen, and they laugh. And it's so rewarding.
So you can do like a 1 hour show already. You know,
I think 30 minutes I can go with the stuff I have about, and I really love the journey. It's like I also love the fact that I'm the only one who brings the stand-up comedy art here in Cyprus. Only stand-up comedian.
But you never advertise, hey, anybody who wants to do it with me, like any wannabe comics or anybody? You don't do that?
I tried, but nobody. I had one German guy. You know, Germans are not funny. They say no.
They say, yeah.
But they are. Anyway, he was doing it at my house, but then when I start doing it in bars, it's like he back off. He's like, so basically that's also like, I feel that it's a nice story that I didn't know about comedy, and then I'm doing it here. And then I'm going to Toronto, hopefully.
Right, because Toronto has a big comedy scene, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Toronto has a big comedy scene. I think Just for Laughs is in Toronto, I think. And also it's not that far from New York or Texas. So your girlfriend or your wife is willing to relocate to Texas?
Well, I think there was compromising. Like if I'm successful, if I'm making money, and I also like I can be a good boy. You know, if you are nice to your girl, like I could. Girls are emotional, so I don't know if that works, but I will do my best, and I feel that if we go to Texas, I will be happy, and I will be able to treat her nicer. But if, for example, I'm not there,
So you go to Texas, you can treat your wife nice. Okay, all right, keep going.
They say that Texas has no rights for women. What about this? And
I cannot say about Texas. I can say only about Texas women coming here, and the women from Texas are hot.
Oh, really? Or the opposite?
I think because it's still I don't know. It's just a culture where a man has to be a man, right? Macho, no guns, and women has to be a women in a very patriarchal, traditional way. You know, so in a yeah, it's the culture. It's the culture that pushes you to be the stereotype, so to speak. The good old man, good old women. You know, in terms of like look.
I think the woman is hot, depending how wired they can go in bed. How crazy. Because like some cultures makes people shy in bed. It's like you, like in Yemen, imagine in Yemen, the mother of the girl, before she get married, she tell her, don't ever put his dick in your mouth. That's not gonna happen. Or don't do these things. So you only have sex for married. But I feel that people that are very open-minded, or that are this, are like, what do you think?
What do I think? I don't know about Yemen. I don't. I know culture in Japan that. Well, the other thing that I came to America is that I like women in general who are expressive.
Yeah.
Who are expressive, who are open-minded, who you can say aggressive even. And in Japan, women are taught to be reserved usually. That's why they always laugh like this. Don't show the teeth. Because that's not womanly. But I like women who laughs like ha ha ha. I like those women. So in terms of bed, sure, if you're in such a suppressed culture, right? Suppression, it comes out in a weird way, because Japan is like a second biggest porn producer of the world. You know that, right?
Wow.
You don't know? I mean, Cyprus, if you're in Cyprus, you can download it, right? Like any porn you can, right? So America is the number one, and then Japan is the only Asian country which has a porn category as a major category. Japan porn.
Wow.
Japan porn. So, and that's reflecting how suppressed our culture is, because when it comes to reality, I feel very bad. First of all, the last 10, 20 years, when I was young, when I was in my 80s, the whole developed countries, America, Japan, UK, are partying. Like, let's borrow money and then let's make the bubble economy. So I was in a middle bubble, and people dressed up, and we bought cars, we loaned the cars, we borrowed the cars, we drink every night, and then girls and boys were horny, basically. We could be horny. We could be like, yeah, let's go out, and then but that has been changed in the last 20 years because of the economy sunk, right? So what I know is that people stop having sex.
Really?
Yeah, that's part of the reason why there are the plummet, the production of the children, the birth plummeted. We don't produce kids enough for our aging society. Japan is very old. Okay, Japanese median, I think the age is like late 40s. Basically, Japan is like 10 years older on average than America. It's one of the oldest country. Yeah.
But that's the problem, where I feel that the smarter the people, the more developed. Like Japan, you tell me it's the opposite passport of Yemen, where you can travel all the world, and that tells a lot that the country is good, the people are good. And you are now telling me that you have problem with producing kids. On other hand, in Yemen, where you with the Yemeni passport, you cannot even travel, no food, all the shit. People are having 10 kids and up. Like, there is not even condoms. There is like my dad. I told you, like my dad. I lost track how many kids he has, and he has no job. No, so also like I was talking. There is one German girl. She's like a good friend of mine. We play volleyball together. She's like 35, I think. And what a
35.
what a beautiful mind. Her mind. It's like when she talked to me, I'm like, I wish like this could be a perfect mom. Just a mentor. When you talk to her, like her answers. And still she doesn't want to have kids. So why do you think do you, like, let's say, for example, crazy people are having more kids and smart people are not willing to have kids.
Yeah, I don't know about the exact how it works when Yemen or other place where who produce a lot of kids, but I know exactly from women's side in Japan. So first of all, women okay, so Japanese government pretty much old guys, right? Pretty much old guys. And then first they asked women, okay, I want you guys to have a full-time job. I want you to, I'll treat you equally in the workplace. We do everything we can do to get you paid. One thing they didn't know how to do it, or they forgot to do, is how to educate men to be a partner to these women who have same fucking jobs. I'm sorry for my language. because culturally, Japanese men, like I told you, always working, always golfing, they have no idea how to do house chores. They don't cook at all. They don't know the kids, how to communicate with the kids. And then suddenly women start to work full time. And then you know what happens when they make kids? The kids take care, still women's job. Still women's job. So women have two jobs now. Full-time work and take care of the kids. And men are still like, I don't know how, nobody taught me how to co-raise the kids. So the women said, you know what? Screw this. I'm not, okay, you want me to work? I work. But I'm not gonna marry. I'm not gonna make kids unless it's going to be fair. Think about if you're a woman, you have to work 24/7 just like a man, and then when you produce kid with a man, it's all on you. That's not gonna work.
That makes sense. That women knows how to raise kids and they teach them how to work. Man knows how to work and they don't teach. So there is no balance.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if how is the rights? Like if there is divorce, the Japanese women take the kids under 18.
Yeah, that's another thing that I learned. So there is a tremendous problem of after divorce, women become absolute poverty because they are the one who have to raise the kids, because there is not much of concept. I don't know if it's really there's a law that give you co-parenting rights. I think they have, but it's still unusual. Usually when a couple divorce, man and woman, and if they have kids, usually women have 100% parenting rights.
Nice.
Which cuts both ways. Okay, so women get it, but then how the hell are you going to raise single mom? You have to work and you have to. It's like.
But the dad has to pay or no?
Well, so the common problem is that women fall into the poverty level because they cannot have a full-time job, fully commit, because she has to raise the child or children as well. Because the man is no longer in the picture. At least until then, man was supposed to bring like money, and then that goes away. And alimony, yeah, sure, there's alimony, but you hear there's a lot of loopholes that many men fail to pay. So there's a tremendous risk for the women's side in Japan to divorce, take the kids, and become poor.
That's also, I feel, part of people are scared to have kids, the rules, and also you don't trust humans. I don't know how this crazy girl, because in Yemen it's 100% the man, like women.
What? 100% parenting rights goes to the man?
Not the right of, there is no zero right for women, parenting, everything. It's like she cannot even leave the house without her man. So how she gonna even go out to the court? Or there is no court in Yemen.
But you can divorce. You can get rid of the wife.
So by the way, in Yemen there is not even lawyers, and in Yemen divorce, it's only up to the man. Women are not allowed to divorce.
Yeah.
So it's like women will, if they don't want the man, they would like like kids. They will be like, if you are a real man, if you have big balls, divorce me. Like they will try, because in Yemen, they say our prophet, because in Yemen it's ruled almost by the Quran, which is so our prophet says women are has half mind, and they are a little bit stupid, honestly, and the man have full mind. That's like not science. There is no science, no lab. It's just our prophet, because, and our prophet had 12 wives. I say like our prophet is the horniest messenger from God. But that's why they say that mans are more patient, which is I find wrong. But that's what we are educated in Yemen, and as you said, you cannot disagree. Even if your mind is hurting, you cannot disagree.
Look, everything that is written, I am pretty sure all over the world, is written by man. Right? Of course. And funny because, you know, I don't know why you are like this, but I'm pretty sure in your country there are many men who love that's the way it is. Like, I'm gonna choose and I'm gonna decide all the time. And then there are men who like that way, right? Like take advantage of the situation.
That's why also many people refuse to leave Arabic countries in general. Like there are too many Arabs that don't want to live in the US for this reason, because like they are like, what the fuck? One day she can take me to the court, but in Arabic country, she cannot even leave the house with her. Although some people would go, but they try to control their women. Because the women also are not educated, so they are even scared to go. But some women are just crazy and have courage. You need also to have courage, even if you are in the US. But it's crazy for me how it's in Yemen. It's all about man. Like there is no after divorce, the man can decide whether he wants the kids or no, or if he wants.
Or you can. Okay, the man can decide not to want to keep it too. Like, okay, these kids are yours to the woman.
He can tell her, you fucking grow them up. Or my next wife. You know, my uncle had two wives in one house. One wife, she was like my uncle, he was like 45. One wife, she was 25, 46. She's like young. And he said, I will never bring kids from this wife, so her vagina stay tight. Because in Yemen, they don't even work out. And in the same house, he had another wife. She was same age like him, and he had kids from here. And she would clean the house and everything. And that's normal. That's accepted by society. Like for me, I grew up like, okay, this we visit my cousin, this is his life. So that's how oppressed are women, and it's normal.
Wow. Okay, so that's interesting. It's like, but it manifests in a very strange way in a Western culture too, because now, you know, the wife woman, you know, like they can choose to have kids, but there are certain aspect in this culture where women choose not to have a natural birth, you know, C-section, to keep the vagina. Yeah.
Wow.
So, you know, it's manifest in a very strange way, but you know, like human to human, and you know, in a way, it's like a woman has a rights right now. It's a man cannot tell a woman, no, you have to do a natural birth or C-section. A woman has to choose. You know, a doctor recommended me because my baby's not coming out on the day that we supposed to come out, so we're gonna have C-section. And C-section is a lot of money involved. It's also another, you know, medical, you know, money making things. But also, I think some women choose C-section, exactly what you said about your uncle's one wife who is not allowed to have a child, because
And
you
one
guys have the.
for kids.
Hmm?
And the other one for kids.
I know, because in Yemen, I don't think you guys have C-section.
In Yemen, there is no even hospitals.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, I'm being honest, like,
Yeah. What do you produce in Yemen? What's the biggest production in Yemen?
nothing. There is no airport.
No airport?
No.
I thought Yemen, there's no oil.
That's the tricky thing, and that's why we have the war. Yemen now and is like cake, and it's on pieces, like one piece with Saudi, one piece with like I want to show you this. Give me 1 minute if you don't mind.
Yeah. No, I don't mind. Oh, wait.
So I'm gonna share my screen. Let me do this. I share screen. Okay. Share. So do you see this?
Yeah. Okay. So where? Oh, this looks like this looks like something.
We are not talking dirty here, Rio.
Okay. All right. I didn't say that. Okay. So where am I looking? Where am I looking? Which one should I look?
So here,
Yeah.
or you can see here more clear. This is
Yeah.
Yemen.
Okay.
So this place, it links. You know,
Canal?
it links this sea with the Red Sea.
Yeah. Right.
And ships cannot go to here unless they go through Yemen.
Right.
If you can see.
Right. So it's a very important canal. It's very
Now,
important.
this canal is controlled by Saudi. Like there is nothing to do with Yemen. That's the war that's happening. We have this. This one of the most beautiful islands in the world. This is in Yemen. Can you see? Even
It's amazing.
These trees are not anywhere in the world, but in Yemen, you cannot find them. It's controlled by Emirates. They take the sources. Even as Yemeni, you cannot get there. You have to ask visa from Emirates. And the oil is the same. Everything the same, and I pay. I cannot open bank account. I cannot travel. I have to get married. I have to do all this shit. So I am like the Yemeni women.
I'm sorry about that. Yeah, it's a you know, it's a dirty world, and it's human as savages. You know, it's pretty, you know.
Yeah. So how long do you think you can stay here? Because I enjoy you.
Maybe another like maybe 5:45, like 20 more minutes.
Yeah. So you said it's a dirty world, and I really appreciate the age gap between me and you. So what advice would you tell me about, like, it's a dirty world and people are savages?
You know more than I do. You live the culture, and then I'm very happy that it sounds like you hit the jackpot. You know, timing wise, you're out, you found a girl. You know, I think it's worth it to be a good boy. Stay a good boy, and you know, Canada's great. I mean, I'm like you. I left, in a different reason. I left a cozy, and unlike you had to leave, but
Escape.
me, right, escape. I could have stayed because this is the thing. So the joke. So the joke I have is one of the joke I do is like, hey, like a marriage changes a man. They say marriage changes a man, right? Look at me. Look what marriage has done to me, right? In America, I used to be white. That's my joke. I used to be white. Okay, marriage changed me, but I have no regrets because now being Asian guy, I understand what white privileges are because I lost them all. I lost them all. So the point is, but nobody knows this joke comes from actually my experience that I didn't know how lucky I was in Japan, born and raised as a straight Japanese man, like like a able, like a normal looking, but like you don't know until you lose it. Because when I came to America, suddenly I am not a desired man. I'm a secondary citizen, so to speak. I'm an immigrant. I'm an Asian man in America. Asian men are always like not that relevant because in America, the physicality, the strength is most important. You know, maybe Yemen too. It's a macho culture. It's a very macho culture. And then I was like, oh my god, I lost all the yellow privilege I had in Japan. I lost them all. So then you understand how if you leave the culture. I learned that one thing that I learned is that okay, so I got it really good in Japan. I never noticed because it's not like in Japan they treat you in the modern culture. Hey, I give you this, I give you that. Instead, instead of what the privilege is, basically they don't give you disadvantages. You are a man, straight man, so you have to go back in the line. No, you are a straight man. We're not going to give you any hard time, right? Because it's Yemen too, right? If you are born straight man, kind of you got it all right. You choose to have like multiple wives, like you said. You can live like I don't know the main guy of the house, right?
Of course, we don't agree also on gays. So in Japan, they give you a hard time if you are gay.
Well, Japan is the gay population is so marginalized. So this is the thing, we are not savages toward gay people. So we don't attack or do harm thing like some America do. But that's part of the reason is because there gay people are so not vocal. At least that when I grew up, nobody came out. Like I grew up and lived there for 30 years. I don't have anyone that I know of in a circle of anything who came out as gay. I don't know anyone.
But maybe one was gay, but he didn't.
Yeah, well, no, I'm pretty sure there were many gay people, but they are definitely not gonna zip their mouth and never come out. What I'm trying to say is so Japan, we don't have like a vicious attack negativity toward gay people, but definitely marginalized being. Except for the entertainment world. If you see those gay men acting out as gay on the TV, that's acceptable. But when that person exists in your culture,
No.
Yeah. What about Yemen? Anybody comes out in Yemen?
That's also the difference that you tell me you may not accept gay, but you don't attack them. In Yemen, people are so savages that it's easy for them to kill someone. It's easy for them to. So the problem in Yemen with the electricity coming only 30 minutes a day, people don't have access to internet. So people don't even have access that it's okay to be attracted to men or women. It's okay to be like, I never know about lesbians until I left Yemen. I thought that every girl with pussy is designed to have dick. It's like, what the fuck? And for me, I feel sad and that's why I'm even doing this podcast, although it's in English. But I feel that there are people that feels that something wrong with them. Like imagine a Yemeni girl or Yemeni gay, when they hug guests that are the same gender are like them and really feel horny, but still cannot express that, and also they feel that that's something wrong with them, because I also was manipulated. So you think that your body is, because that's also how I tested myself. You remember my joke? I went to the club, I danced on my gay friend, I hug him,
that's funny, yeah.
give him kiss,
Yeah.
and I was like, let me see how my body will react to it. And I feel that's the beauty also of being open-minded and finding out. So I really feel bad for these people that hug a man or hug a girl and really feel sexual, but still don't even have access that that's yours, that's okay.
Yeah, it seems like a long journey. I mean, that's why, you know, like in Japan, like, so there are many women who doesn't want to live in a very suppressed, you know, like a patriarchal society in Japan, and leave and go to, you know, England or US, New York City, and express themselves. And also gay men get out of in Japan and come here, come out, you know, and then, but when they have to go back, they go back into the closet. Yeah, but because I know some friends who came here, expressed themselves, dating men, but when the families, especially the people with money, sometimes they have to go back. For instance, like, you know, just so money, but why do you go back? Why do you have to inherit? You inherit money or like a business from your parents, but you have to get back into the closet. I don't understand, you know, but some people choose that way.
That's weird for me. And also, like, it's good for Japanese that at least they have access and they can even go to the US and express themselves.
Yeah.
At least, I mean, because in Yemen, we think that people that have sex with men are daemons.
A what?
Daemons.
Yeah.
And they have to be killed, all of them. There is no nice, no good person and gay.
The thing is, though, many society were like that before. Like even in America, you know, like they're still a part of the America, you know, very conservative part of America. You know, they can't deal with it. I mean, you know, it's again. Do you think it's a nature of nurture? Because like you, like me, whatever the society tells me, it didn't influence me much. Like if you or somebody are gay, so what? It's fine. You know, I know they are not savages. They don't, you know, like, but there are people who are feared, and then like, what is, like, it's so. Why do you want to do that? Why do you want to hurt other people? You know, it doesn't matter. What's so what? Gay, lesbian, so what?
I think we are different. The way we process information, because we are organisms that investigate ideas and adopt them. We are like a machine that adopt ideas and investigate these ideas and express them in different ways. We are not all the same. The way we adopt ideas, the way we express these ideas, the way we think. So me and you are different than other people.
Yeah. So I know. Yeah, I know. I cannot, like, so, you know, like getting all this, like, not understanding. Like, I don't understand most of the people to begin with. That's okay, because they're, you know, you and I are different. You know, like we have to just accept that. You know, that's the, you know, important thing.
But you know, the problem is even people don't know themselves. Like people, and part of not knowing themselves, people don't know what their participation for the world. Why am I here? What's something I can? People just go to study and do something. People don't even know what routine works for them. Am I a night person? Am I a morning person? Most people don't even know how to feed their machine, their body, or how to even look after their body. And that's why also comparing to your age and how you look. Everyone values that, because many people don't even know how. It's like having a car but not even knowing where to put the gas or where to put the water, or and I think that's the most case with most people.
Yeah. One thing I can say is that you know, if it's America is interesting, right? Because so many people take pills, you know, like a prescribed pills, you know, like anxiety, you know, like to make you, you know, like the depression pill. So you'll be amazed. So many people take it, and there must be a way to learn how to deal with it, or not even like you know, bring it to yourself. And I was lucky that I didn't have pills in my 20s in Japan, because I really hit the rock bottom when I was working, and then at one point I gave up on the anxiety, because if anxiety is working, I'll do it, but anxiety brought me hell. So I at one point I had to let it go. Like, you know what, fuck it. You know, since I am not worried. You know, I am not worried. I think that was the biggest learning experience in my 20s. And after that, you know, you just make choices. Like you know, because you know you choose. I think a lot of us don't know that it's always you can choose. You are choosing it, right? You're choosing what to say, you're choosing where to live, but many people kind of give up on that.
Yeah, and also they say that 50% of the way you think depend on where you come from, and like your parents and your genes. And the other 50% depend on other factors like you. So even the way you think and the way you adopt ideas and the way you express yourself, it also depends on your genes and grandparents. They even pass this to us. And the second thing, I think the best is that people should every day try to grind and work on themselves. Every day they have to try different sport, different challenge, different things. Be open-minded. Admit that everything you know might be wrong. Don't be married to any one of your idea. Try to get things and try to investigate things with honest mind, and that's how you progress. Some people are married to some ideas that's blocking them, or someone told them something and they never recover from it, or their parents told them something. So these barriers that we put for ourselves, and it's complicated, and that's why I feel like the best is to do comedy, make people laugh, and have
well, comedy is great because you know, it's you know, comedy is where what you said about, like, you know, like it's always, you know, you go to the different room, never the same reaction, and then it humbles you always. And you know, when you make people laugh, it's such a joy. But it keeps you learning forever. You know, like I think that's the why I'm, because I'm 58, but this is the first thing that I have a true passion for it. You know, I think I worked corporation. I worked as a teacher, but I never felt that this is worth it. This is worth to put all my effort. You know, because it's exactly what you said. It's about getting out of your mindset. Because great joke never comes because we are a prisoner of our own mind, right? Great punchline is when you get out of it. Like, you know, you oppose to what you think. So usually the premise comes to you that when you are kind of unhappy or angry about this, you have to, punchline usually is to approve that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's a great mind. It's great. No wonder comics are, yeah.
I was just wanted to say that even when you find the punchline, it's like you shake off even if something is hunting you, or if you have any problems. And I want to ask your opinion because you want to leave soon. So I just ended up with this. So I start to see comedy as hacking. You have to hack the human system and the human mind. And the only way to hack the human mind is by knowing why people laugh and by knowing people more than themselves. For example, why Apple is very successful, why this big corporation are very successful, or like McDonald's, or because they've been in the market for a long time and they have so much money to the point where they know you more than you know yourself. But they did so much study, they spent so much time. And I think big part of being successful comedian is it's almost like science. It's hard work, it's writing, you have to be funny. And that's why now I keep reading books and I take it as serious as a study as I'm going to the university, and I love it. It gives me so much energy. And I think it's all about hacking the human system and knowing people more than themselves. Tell someone, make yourself laugh, increase your dopamine. No, but me, this is my job. It's like you are magic. You come and you manipulate others. Speech, you hack the human system.
When you say hack, go against it. What's the word hack you mean when you say you hack? You have to hack the system.
You go through, you break through and you control it. It's like if you have light, if you hack the system of the light, then you can make it strong, weak, off, or on. That's how you hack the system and you control, for example, the light or the laugh.
You say hack is H-A-C-K, right? Hack.
Yeah, it's like you hack something.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is that in the comedy world, at least in America, we call it hacky job. He's a hack. Hack usually means the go for the low hanging fruits, like hack comic usually hack basically bring that race, like they laugh at you because of your race. It's or some really just talk about shit, penis, so that's a different meaning, like when you come to New York City or America, I want to be a hacky comic, then you're like, what? you want to be the low end? So I know that's not what you mean, right?
Yeah,
maybe that's what you
no, that's not what I mean. Did you get what I mean or no?
Yeah, I think so, man. It's like you want to break it.
You break it, and you know your audience. You work every day on comedy to know humans more than themselves, and you are able to manipulate them and control them, just as big corporation, big companies. But comedian, it's only you, and you have to find your way, how to be able to be you and to manipulate.
I mean, it's almost like when I hear you saying that without knowing your background or anything, it seems like you're gonna build like a computerized AI that will that will be the best comedian, because all the data accumulated, what people are actually even don't know, but what they want deep inside, what clicks them, right? But like you are going to be, you can shine because of your background, because if you are American, you just lose almost everything that you were talking about. Right? So that's the thing, that's the thing that I'm curious, in 10, 20, 30 years from now, can you really make a AI comic?
For sure. For example, let's say orgasming. Now we have sex toys, or we have some machines. Even now we find the place in the brain where it makes you orgasm, and you can just send signal to it, and it sends signals to orgasm. So that's the human. You can always, if you figure out how the human brain works, how to send signals to increase the dopamine. For sure, I think, but that's why comedy is very special, because I don't think you want machine to make you laugh. You will feel like weirdo. You need interaction with comedian, and this comedian needs to be like machine.
It's interesting because you're saying that sex is easier than orgasm is easier than laughter.
For me, I think laughter is more rewarding, and it's the most thing I enjoy, and enjoy hearing people laughing. And after that, sex. So it's also harder.
Yeah. Well, you know, I totally get it, because now you said that there's a lot of toys, the stimulation in certain places where on your body, you can study that, and then you can make a person come, whether it's a woman or man, even the person originally didn't want to do it, right?
You hack the system. That's what I'm talking about.
But I hope comedy or making laughter is not as simple. I hope this is more difficult, you know? I think that's why it's so attractive. You know, it's better than, you know, it's just, you know, we cannot separate, like, sex and comedy is different. You know, we need both, you know, good sex, good love, you know, but you know, it's not mutually exclusive. You know, is it mutually exclusive? It's mutually exclusive. Yeah, I think it's mutually exclusive. You know, it's different. Is it mutually exclusive? Means that both, that there's no merging. It's just separate.
I think it's this. It's like pleasure. You give people pleasure otherwise by laughing, or porn stars give people pleasure by orgasm. Just two different kind of pleasure, and that's why I feel that you can be porn star, you can be comedian, you can be anything. I don't demonize anything. It's all.
Meaning that you know, it's a pleasure, whether great sex or great laughter, both pee, right? They both pee.
Both words. Ryo, I honestly feel that like through the Zoom, we are able to feel some people and to love some people more or less. And I just want to tell you that through really the Zoom, you make us love you. You make us like.
Oh, thank you.
You are so sweet, and that's like that's how I want to end it up. Just say the most honest thing I ever said in my life.
No, you are a major force in this Zoomy world, and I can't wait to see you in either Canada or here or Texas, and let's keep our expectation low, so that we don't disappoint each other, right? Because some people are like the same as Zoom, but some people are, like, you know, extremely shy.
Yeah, I think for me, I have a vision, and I work hard on it every day. No expectation, it's just a vision that gives me a reason to wake up every day and work hard. And I work hard, as even if this vision didn't happen, I will not regret, because I already did what I can. And I appreciate you also for doing Hail Mary every day. You and that, it's open mic that goes every day. Also, you are paying for it. And you are like helping the art, and I appreciate you for that too. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. You're welcome. You know, we are helping each other. You know, it's almost, it always goes both ways, and I'm glad that I kept going. You know, like last year, for 1 year I hosted every day, and I completely burned out. You know, but I'm glad that I said I want other hosts, and then you know, like if I was 20s, I might just burn out and stopped. But you know, like when you're old, hey, you know what? Somebody can take over. You know, and then in a bigger picture, it's like you know, Jason, all the people who are doing you know, same thing. It's wonderful, and let's hope that we're gonna meet soon.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I
thank you
appreciate
so
it.
thank you so much for the opportunity, and I will keep studying about Yemen.
Love you, Rio. Love you soon. Bye bye.
I love you. Ciao, ciao.